Hello everyone, it's Tom from Tom's Photography, and you join me today on a beautiful Sunday. It's just about noon, actually it's just after the lunch hour, so it's 12:07. Heading on Highway 17 North, just leaving Sault Ste. Marie, my hometown, and heading up north to eventually get to Lake Superior Provincial Park. I may have a stop or two along the way, check out some cool spots for taking some photos. The itinerary for today is pretty loose. I'm basically just out to take a drive and enjoy some beautiful sights, enjoy the calm sunny day. Hopefully it's still calm on Lake Superior going north of the Sault. I have Lukas in the back. He'll be tagging along, and I plan to hit probably Mamant's Harbor, Agawa Bay, Sinclair Cove, Catherine Cove, Old Woman Bay, possibly. Coldwater River is another possibility. I may make it out to Bathtub Island, it's hard to say, but also will depend on what I find interesting, what looks cool, where I'm getting good light, also where there's not too many people, because having Lukas along, trying to do photography, take videos, and control the German Shepherd can be a bit of a challenge all on my lonesome.
We've stopped at Chippewa River and the local falls attached to it. It's a popular fishing area as well. There's a number of gentlemen in the parking lot with hip waders, chest waders, and fly fishing rods by the looks of it. Come on. From a photographer's standpoint, this is absolute nightmare conditions. Direct overhead light, clear blue sky, high contrast, just very, very harsh light. The only thing that could save this type of day would be black and white photography, or just close-up photography, zooming in on features such as the falls or rocks or trees and rocks with a little bit of water. But if you have a whole bunch of blue sky, it's just very uninteresting for a photograph. On the other hand, it's a beautiful day to be out to enjoy it. Come on, buddy. In you go. Oh, good boy. Good boy, Lukas. Yes, sir, he's a good boy. Oh, look at that nose. Look at that nose, eh? Okay. Buddy? Well, that's an out-of-place rock. Do not normally find
pudding stone in this area. Pudding stone fused to granite. Wow, that's unusual. Hey Lucas, hey buddy. How you doing? Huh? Hmm? Oh. Well, I gotta say, it's a dreadful day for photography, but for exploring, it's 10 degrees or 50 Fahrenheit. I'm gonna park it because of the breeze off the lake, because that is cold when it catches you, but really, you couldn't have a nicer day just to be poking around the shoreline of Lake Superior. The lake is pretty calm, the water level is a bit low, so you get to see things that you wouldn't normally see. And yeah, I'm just having a blast. Well, it certainly was fun poking around the shoreline of Lake Superior, but now I'm going to make my priority heading up to Wawa to grab some lunch while the supermarket's still open, so I can have a little picnic lunch at Old Woman Bay. So I'm at Old Woman Bay. Lucas and I had a lovely little lunch here at the picnic table. He had his treat, but he barely touched any of his dog food. And he didn't have any water, but that's how he is when he travels, so nothing, nothing unusual there. As predicted, the light is absolute crap. The sky is boring, but it still is a beautiful place to be. So I tried to pull off a few shots here. My first shot, I basically was set up over here and used this log as a foreground element and took a shot similar to what you're seeing now. And I'll see how that turns out with a little editing, cropping. Probably will end up processing that one to black and white. And then I also came down to the water here to work with this other foreground element. But the light on Old Woman, the faces over there, I've been coming here my whole life, and I only recently in a Facebook post someone went and did some enhancement so I could figure out that's where the Old Woman was. I thought this whole thing was the old woman lying down, but it's just the face over there. But anyways, back to what I'm doing here. So here I'm basically getting something with That foreground element here, using the beach as a leading line, and then the rivers, and it's definitely not going to be something I'm going to print at 3 feet by 2 feet and hang on a wall. But you know, I'm here. I got to mess around with the Nikon Z7 II and see what I can pull out of it. Yeah, I do have other points in the park that I need to get to, so I think I'm going to wrap up this location and move on down to whichever comes first. I'm not sure if it's Catherine Cove. I think it's Catherine Cove that comes first, and then Coldwater, and then eventually ending up at Sinclair Cove and Agawam Bay. So there's still more to do. The sun is still pretty friggin' high in the sky, but the day does go by quickly. So we'll see you at the next location. I had one last thought about a composition attempt, and that is to incorporate this park bench here. Perhaps setting it up as a leading line for a shot similar to this. I'll have to change lenses to my wide angle on the camera and see what happens. So what was your guess? Was it Coldwater or Catherine Cove that came next? Well, it's Coldwater. If you left your guess in the comments, maybe you win a prize. Who knows? Probably not, I'm too cheap, but hey, we're here at Coldwater. There's a trail to follow in, and then I'll show you what there is to photograph. It's obvious that Coldwater had a real road going to it for some strange reason. There's even a spot where a culvert was taken out, but it's long before my time that this was ever active. It's always been a trail since I've been coming to the park. Yeah, you'll never know what you'll find in this park. It's just a matter of exploring and obviously not damaging anything that you do find. That's very important. The trail does tend to get a little spooky towards the end. Very narrow, very wooded in, claustrophobic for you non-forest folk. So you emerge at an interior campsite, which is right on the shore of Lake Superior. And there is so much to photograph here because the rocks are pretty freaking cool. Way down there, there's still snow on the shoreline. That's incredible. So what I want to try is a composition with my wide angle lens using the crack in the granite here as a leading line. I'm not sure how it's going to work out with the sun, but I'll try it in both directions. I can also try shooting it this way as well, but we'll see. You never know until you try. So I just tried some shots shooting towards the shore, incorporating this little wading pool here that forms in the rocks, and the waves crash and leave water behind. And I'm pretty happy with how some of them turned out. I'll definitely share them in the video. Welcome to Catherine Cove. This little featurette sign you're seeing here has to do with the group of 7 that was infatuated with the Lake Superior shoreline and other places, but their work along here is something that's quite popular. Look them up, group of 7. I'll have a link in the show notes down below as well if I remember. But without further ado, things that never cease to amaze me about Lake Superior. Rocks, and then sand as nice as anything in the Caribbean. Obviously not as warm, but yeah, it's Lake Superior just has all sorts of surprises, and it can change its shoreline dramatically from year to year depending on the storms. The water being so low, a lot of these rocks would be underwater normally, but they are high and dry now, and it's easy to walk around a bit, or easier to walk around a bit. And we have more of the rocks similar to what we saw over at Coldwater. At least walking on these, I shouldn't break my neck or an ankle, so I can show you guys around. Yeah, I see a potential for a photograph here and there. And what you see there on this rock vandalism, and it's like, why ruin a perfectly naturally beautiful spot with some yellow spray paint painting some happy person with their arms up? Like, seriously. I don't even want to get into it. Whoa. And in the distance over there, we have another sand beach. Thank you, Lake Superior. So I play with some shots with these wading pools going out towards the lake with different amounts of sky, different perspectives on the ground, and I'll share those if any of them turn out. Hello friends, and welcome to Agawa Bay on beautiful Lake Superior. It is a gorgeous evening. I couldn't be happier with the ambiance, but again, the light is just not ideal for serious photography work, landscape work, but you know, I might get some close-ups here or there, or some interesting stuff I can work in black and white, who knows, but I'm just happy to be here. What are you doing? Is that your new toy? Is that your new toy? Huh? Yeah? That's not good for your teeth, buddy. No, it's not good for your teeth. No. Oh ho.